Hey, I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. I am with the Manhattan Borough President. He's running for Comptroller, and he's in it. A lot of people love him. We love him. He's part of the family. Give us a little background. Mark Levine is in the house.
Well, Dr. Bob, it's an honor to be here. Honor to be here on BLS and Hot 97. I've been listening to you guys since at least the early 90s, and I feel very close to the station because my deputy Manhattan Borough President is Keisha Sutton James, granddaughter of the icon Percy Sutton.
Yeah.
And so, of course, she is part of the royalty that has helped to build this media empire, and it's really a thrill to be here with you as we're just a few days out from Election Day. In this epically important election for New York. It's all on the line at a very challenging moment for our city, where we've got the worst affordable housing crisis we've ever faced, where we have real public safety challenges connected to a broken mental health system, and where we have the threat of Donald Trump, who's directly attacking New York. And so I'm running for this key position of Comptroller, which is like the chief financial officer of New York City, to fight back. This is a really important job at any time, but more than ever now with these challenges.
There was something out there where you said you wanted to be the activist controller. What does that mean in practice?
Yeah, this job actually, it really matters. It's the second most important job in New York City government. Oversight over the pension funds, which are massive, $280 billion. The ability to audit, investigate, subpoena power over the mayor and every agency of city government, so you can really hold the mayor accountable. You approve all the contracts, so you can really help with MWBE to ensure more minority and women enterprises get government business. There's a lot you can do with this job, especially now, but I'm going to make affordable housing my priority. It is bad. It is bad. Average rents in Manhattan for market rate apartments are over $5,000 a month. This is impossible. Not just for a family making minimum wage, but for a bus driver, a nurse, a social worker. They can't afford these rents. And, we tell our young people, Dr. Bob, do the right thing. Go out, get a college degree. Maybe you go to another state. Maybe you go to an HBCU. You graduate with honors. You come back to New York. You can't afford housing in your own neighborhood. This is happening every day.
I see it. I see you out there. I'm out there, and I know what's going on. Now, many New Yorkers still don't fully understand what the controller's job is all about.
Yes.
Can you explain that?
Well, I think that number one obligation is to manage the pension funds. So if you're a retiree from city government, if you're a retired civil servant or currently working for the city, then your retirement is on the line in these pension funds, and it's an incredible amount. It's $280 billion total. Which is just astounding. We own a piece of every company in America. That's us as current and future retirees, as taxpayers. And that gives us real power. And, with Donald Trump going out there trying to demonize the concept of diversity and equity and inclusion, DEI, telling CEOs, you got to kill your diversity programs. It's terrible. So we as a pension fund, we can push back, especially if we link up with other blue city and blue state pension funds, Chicago, California, Maryland, and say, we're coming to you, CEOs, we're your shareholders, we elect your boards, we have real power here, we are demanding you commit to diversity because it is the right thing to do, but because we know that companies that have diverse boards, diverse staff, also are more profitable and successful.
And that's one of the ways to push back.
Others I will do this as controller. This is how I'm going to be activist, to use the power of the pension funds to push for our values.
And what's the most urgent function of this office that you think is being maybe overlooked?
Financing affordable housing. So I have a plan to put some of that pension money into financing affordable housing in a way that is prudent, will get good returns for the investments, will protect the assets of retirees. But, Bob, there are hundreds of sites all over the city. You see vacant lots, and you wonder why we're not building affordable housing there. Usually the answer is we don't have the financing. And it could take years. It could take a decade. So I want to jumpstart that by investing some of our pension money in financing those projects to get deeply affordable housing in every neighborhood.
But how do you respond to concerns about the risk this poses to retirees and their savings?
Housing is a good investment. It's probably a better investment than office space these days. and every pension fund in America's got real estate in its portfolio. You want a diverse portfolio. You want stock, you want bonds, you want international, you want domestic, and you also want real estate as part of the portfolio. This is a secure investment, but it's also going to get housing built that we desperately need.
What does it mean, ESG, environmental, social governance?
Yeah, the idea that companies which care about social issues like diversity, that care about solving climate change, that care about being transparent, aren't just doing the right thing. They are more profitable over time. You can definitely see this on climate because fossil fuel companies, that's not the future. That's going out. Solar, renewable is on the rise.
Yeah.
The adoption of solar energy it's explosive. So I want to steer our investments to that kind of forward-looking sector. That it's both good for our values because we want to save the climate, but I also firmly believe in the long term, it's more profitable. That's the idea behind ESG.
Are you still thinking about auditing the Department of Housing and Preservation and Development?
Among many other agencies. But we're talking a lot about affordable housing today because it's such a crisis. But you got to add 18 months to the timeline to build any affordable housing in New York just to wait for the housing department to approve the paperwork.
Yeah.
This means there's families waiting in homeless shelters for another year and a half while somebody's doing the paperwork. It's unacceptable. So that's the kind of process I would want to audit as comptroller. Let's do that in 18 days.
Yeah.
Get that affordable housing built, get people out of the shelters. This is the kind of thing a good comptroller can do.
And what do you think we'll uncover?
Look, in that case, I don't think it's corruption. It's just outdated systems. And, a lot of city government is still running on the 1990s. Like, there's still fax machines in use in city government. We haven't really adapted to the mobile phone revolution, let alone the potential of AI. And, I look at this issue of food stamps. There are 250,000 people in New York City who qualify for food stamps who don't currently receive it. Because it's hard, you got to navigate, you got to get the PDF, you got to fill it out, you got to download the forms.
Yeah.
What if you could apply for food stamps just by talking to your phone in plain English?
Yeah. Everybody else is doing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's money that would help families pay for food. It'd be good for supermarkets in the neighborhood. That's the kind of thing technology can do. I'm going to fight for that as comptroller.
Yeah. So this is one of the things that you emphasize the need for, and also modernizing to modernize city systems and reduce contract delays.
Yeah.
For nonprofits.
For nonprofit, I know you're so involved in the community, Dr. Bob. I know you know all the great nonprofits that are doing after-school programs.
Yes.
Or violence prevention, or helping to take care of parks, cultural programming, health services. They're all getting contracts from the city. It's an astounding amount of money. We contract out tens of billions of dollars a year. But then, after those nonprofits do the work and pay the salaries and pay their rent, the city doesn't reimburse them for 6 months or 12 months or 2 years or longer.
Yeah.
And it's really killing the nonprofits that are doing the hard work. They're paying up front to do that work, and then they wait forever to get reimbursed. So as comptroller, I'm going to cut that out and get rid of those delays and ensure that nonprofits that are serving our city, whether it's after school or senior services or food for people who need it, get paid right away.
What are one or two of the digital or concrete digital reforms you would push for in your first year?
Yeah, look, there are so many. You think about the way we dispatch ambulances. I've talked to experts, and they say, look, if you ran the data on what are the locations, the neighborhoods, the times of day, the weather, what determines where ambulances need to be dispatched, and park the ambulances while they waited near the likely location of the calls, you could improve ambulance response time by a minute or two. That doesn't cost us any more money. It's just being smarter, using data, using technology. That's one example of the kind of service that you could improve with technology.
Have you suggested in the past that New York City should increase its rainy day reserves?
Yeah.
Why?
Because Donald Trump has us under attack. Donald Trump and his Republican allies have a very clear plan. They want to put tax cuts through for the millionaires and billionaires, and they want to pay for it by cutting services. Healthcare, like Medicaid, food assistance like SNAP, housing assistance like Section 8 vouchers,
Yeah.
public health programming. This is going to hit New York hard. Out of every 2 people in New York City is on Medicaid. 1.8 million people in the city, including a lot of kids, are on food stamps, aka SNAP. So if Trump and his allies start to cut those programs, I want the city to be able to jump in and plug the gaps.
Yeah.
And so I want us now, we're passing a budget right now in June, in the next probably week or two, we're passing our budget for next year. I want us to put another $2 billion into reserves now, Dr. Bob.
Can it be done?
It can totally be done. So that when the cuts come from Trump, we have a little bit of a cushion there. So people don't lose their health care, they don't lose their food assistance, et cetera.
And some people say, they argue that this would weaken the city's leveraging for negotiating with the federal government.
I don't buy that. They say, well, if Trump hears we have money in reserve, then he'll be happy to cut. Trump doesn't care how much we have in reserve. Trump is out to get New York.
Right.
Trump is mad at New York because we don't love him enough. He wants to be king of New York, and he knows we're sick of him. He's going to cut these services. Honestly, it has nothing to do with how much we put in reserves. This is just our way of defending ourselves.
Now you have to deal with all 5 boroughs.
Yes. Let me tell you, I thought Manhattan was big, Dr. Bob. But I'm in Staten Island. I'm in the Bronx. I'm in Southeast Queens. I'm in Central
And you're
Brooklyn.
traveling for a while.
It has been great. I've loved this. I speak in churches every Sunday, all over the 5 boroughs. And this is a big, beautiful, diverse city. People who speak every language, every religion, all walks of life. For me to campaign citywide has just been a dream, and to represent. I know you have listeners in every corner of New York, even in this neighborhood of Elmhurst where you live. I've been there too. And that part is wonderful. Common problems, common concerns. Everybody's talking about affordability. Everybody's talking about being uncomfortable with some public safety issues. To me, I feel there's a lot of unity out there, which is a good thing. And we haven't talked a lot about the mental health crisis, but people are very concerned that they see people who are suffering on the street, who clearly are sick with some sort of condition like schizophrenia. And I have a plan to help get them into treatment, either into supportive housing or into hospital care or long-term care in a state psychiatric institution. We can invest in those kind of beds, get patients what they need, and get people off the streets and subways. This is going to make New York City feel healthier for everybody.
How has being Manhattan Borough President helped you with the job that you're seeking now?
Well, Manhattan Borough President is a big job. Right, I have my own budget. We're financing schools and libraries and parks, making upgrades. I have a seat on the pension fund currently. Actually, my board representative on the pension funds is Keisha Sutton James, Deputy Borough President. So I'm in the mix already with the pension issues. But even before that, I have a background in finance. I founded a community development credit union in Washington Heights called Neighborhood Trust Federal Credit Union. It's still going strong. It's on 166 in St. Nick. It's made $100 million of loans in West Harlem, Washington Heights. If your listeners need help with credit, they should reach out to Neighborhood Trust.
There you go.
And do you know that I started my career in the Bronx, Dr.
You did? All right.
Yes, indeed. I was a teacher. I taught math and science at a junior high school on 146 and 3rd Ave in the early 90s. That's when I used to listen to DJ Red Alert and Chuck Chill Out on the weekends.
There you go.
And it was a tough time for the South Bronx. It was a tough time for New York. I loved my kids. Very proud of them. Still am today. That's kind of what launched me into this career of working on behalf of New York City. So I had the background. I had the financial skills. I am ready for this. Being comptroller would really be my dream job.
There you go. And finally, if elected, you're going to be elected.
God willing.
Okay, I'll still say if elected, God willing. How do you want New Yorkers to describe your impact as comptroller 4 years from now?
Well, first, I hope they'll see that I am totally independent of the next mayor. We're really going to need that. We're going to need a comptroller who supports the mayor when they're doing the right thing, but also pushes back hard and calls them out when they're not. A comptroller who's not afraid to use the powers of the office to ensure that every agency does better, whether it's housing or parks or education or police or NYCHA. I hope they'll see me as a comptroller who really fought for affordability, and a comptroller who stood up for diversity, equity, because those are values I believe in. That's my pledge. You opened up by saying, I want to be an activist comptroller. That's what I mean. But to do that, I got to win. Big primary coming up. You can vote now, early voting, or you can show up on the main election day, which is Tuesday, June 24th. I hope you come out for me, Mark Levine.
There you go. There you go. And thank you so much. But one more thing I want to throw in there. Ranked choice voting. A lot of people still don't understand it, but you know, if you want to just explain
we should
it,
explain this because it's still new in New York.
Yeah.
Really, this is only the second city election where we've done it. And in the old days, you just picked one candidate and you were done. Now you can pick up to 5. And not just pick them, but rank them. 1 being your first choice, 2, 3, 4, 5. In my race, we have only 4 candidates, so you can rank up to 4.
Yeah.
But in the mayor's race, there's like a dozen on the ballot, and you need to pick up to 5. And it can be a little confusing at first, but honestly, it gives you a chance to express your voice. And if there's someone that you just absolutely love, you put them number 1. If there's someone that you're okay with, not your top, but you're good with them, maybe you put them 2 or 3. If there's someone that you just say, no way, I hate them, then you don't rank them at all. Those are the basic ideas. But we do want people to make their voice heard, do that ranking, come out, support candidates you love, don't rank the ones you don't. This is how you make your voice heard.
Website, social media?
You can see me at votemarklevine.com and on all the social networks at Mark Levine NYC.
Mark, thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Bob. You got it, man.